What's up guys, Dirk here. It is Sunday, it is June 14th, and I thought it was about time to make another update with my thoughts and insights into the cryptocurrency market. Now I know it's been a few months since the last video, so there's a lot been going on personally in my life, in my business life, and just in the markets and in the world in general, as you pretty much know. So one of the major updates, if you have been following me or this channel for a long time, you probably know that I used to have a cryptocurrency education business with some other people. Unfortunately, that has not worked out, so I'm not going to get into the details about that. But basically, what I do want to share is I've branched off on my own. I've created my own cryptocurrency education and community at intelligentcryptocurrency.com. So, if you do want to follow me, I'm going to be sharing a lot more stuff. I'm finally completely free to be able to do my own things and actually make something really high quality and much better than it used to be. So stay tuned. You'll be seeing a lot from me over the coming weeks and months. And of course, if you do want to check out more Intelligent Cryptocurrency, we do have a completely free Discord chat. So the link will be below that if you want to hop in there. And of course, there's also a premium service and community and education material and all that stuff. But that out the way, let's hop over into some charts. Let me share some thoughts with you, because one of the things that I always tend to hear is like, oh, well, it's so great showing things after the fact that they've happened, right? But that doesn't help anyone. So what I want to do now is I want to share some insights, what I think is a really, really good opportunity personally. And I want to share some possibilities, okay? Now, as with anything, this is not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, where to put your money, or anything like that. Personally, just sharing my own opinions, and from there, it's up to you to do with the information as you wish. So let's hop over into some charts. So Bitcoin has been kind of boring lately. All right, it's kind of been trading sideways. And as you can see, this is a weekly chart over here with Bitcoin US dollar. And what it's been doing is this massive triangle over here. That's where it's been in, right? It's had 3 touch points here at the top now and 3 touch points at the bottom. And this was that kind of flash crash when the US equity markets and everything kind of collapsed towards the beginning of the year. Basically, Bitcoin had this major flash crash. It actually poked below this support, just probably to suck in the bears and have a complete bear trap, completely reverse back up. So we've had the Bitcoin halving now approximately about a month ago now, and there's people thinking, oh, we had the Bitcoin halving, it hasn't done anything. Well, actually it has. The Bitcoin halving has taken place, which means that from now on, since the last month or so, since that halving took place, the Bitcoin rewards, the amount of Bitcoin being produced every single day, has been cut in half, right? Meaning that there's half the supply of Bitcoin. Now, what we have over here is we have what seems to be this consolidation phase, the sideways trading, where for a few weeks things just go, like I said, sideways in a range, and after that some sort of big breakout move tends to happen. Now this move can be either direction, but typically when it tends to move in the sideways action, like what we're seeing here on the screen, what tends to happen is we get a huge breakout either way, and that's obviously where a lot of liquidations occur, because there's people betting on which way that's going to happen, and if it goes against those people, then, well, we're going to get a lot of movement. So you can see over here in the green box, we had this similar kind of consolidation over here, then we had a spike up here, big sideways consolidation, and then we had this move up. And right now what we're seeing over here is this consolidation. You see it tends to happen over here. I can actually draw some more squares over here with this consolidation type movement. You can see there's usually big movements that happen after these types of consolidation. So here it had a breakdown, here massive run up, here pop to the upside, here pop to the upside, and here, well, we've had this run up from 3,800 or so, and now it's been trading in this range between approximately $8,600 and $10,500. And this 10,500 is a very important, as you can see over here, we had the resistance over there, we had it over there, and now of course also the third time is the resistance. So what is going to happen? Well, I think personally I'm leaning towards the upside. Okay, I'm leaning towards a bullish breakout, but this is very, very strong, because a breakout above this 10,500 level, and for a consistent breakout or for a confirmed breakout, we are looking for at least 2 daily closes above that 10,500 level, but ideally a weekly close or 2 weekly closes to confirm that that is indeed the case, and that it is not just a fake false breakout or a bull trap where it quickly spikes above 10,500, reverses back down and drops all the way down to, you know, absolutely liquidate those people who are leveraged longs. So a break above 10,500 would be really significant, because not only would it be a break of this horizontal resistance level, but it would mean a break of the trend line that is drawn over the all-time high. So basically the overhead resistance, it's really, really strong at 10,500, and perhaps that's why we have this sideways consolidation movement. So it could still go either way. Okay, it could break out to the downside, and if it does, that's going to suck, because it means it can go sideways for a lot longer, possibly for the rest of the year. I mean, where's the yeah, so like if it does drop, you know, it could end up doing this and be really boring for still a long time to come. Okay, what we could also get is we could get this kind of fake out, and that's why I say it's so important to actually get this confirmation of daily closes and weekly closes above this level, because it could still do that also. But the more bullish case would be something like where it bounces and then continues higher, and hopefully that is what's going to happen. There is a lot of positive momentum, I think, behind cryptocurrency. There's so much happening in terms of projects, developments, infrastructure, compliance. Everything is moving forward. We've had the Bitcoin halving. On top of that, with all the kind of chaos that's going on in the world, and all the stimulus, all the money printing that's happening, it seems like that could also be a really good catalyst for people to get into cryptocurrency. Okay, so when people are starting to understand more and more, hey, the governments are printing, or the central banks are printing more and more money, meaning that the fiat currency that I'm holding in my bank is getting worth less every single time they print more money. Well, maybe I'm going to put my money into, or my currency into, something that is actually real money, which has properties like Bitcoin, where it can't be printed out of thin air with a fixed cap supply of 21 million, right? So that could be a catalyst. On top of that, it seems like there's also a lot of movement where it's like, hey, you know, if I can hold Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, I can control my own keys, and there's no third party like a bank or an institution that can freeze my money or take my money, right? If there's money in a bank account, it can be frozen by the bank or by governments, third parties, who knows. But if you own Bitcoin and you have your private keys, well, they're not going to be able to confiscate that so easily. So this whole movement, what's happening in the world, could actually be more of a catalyst for people to actually start getting into Bitcoin and crypto, and finally for this real use case of crypto being there. You know, now it's not just some magic internet money, you know, it's things that I can control, where I have my funds. And I'm not saying, you know, people are going to put all their money into it, but hey, they might start putting $100 or 500 or 1,000 or 10,000, you know, and be able to have that with them. You can have that, you know, on your phone with you. You can have it, you can memorize the seed phrase, so you can actually just have that money with you at all times. No matter what's happening, you can still have it with you. You can travel with it much more easily, and so on and so forth. So I think there's a compelling argument actually that everything that's happening in the world is going to help accelerate the adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But of course, like with anything, we'll see. So this is Bitcoin at this point in time. Personally, I am leaning towards an upside breakout. So I do think it is going to move to the upside, but of course in the short term anything can happen, and you know, there could be wicks down. There's a lot of people speculating here with leverage, which means that usually there's a lot of trickery, meaning the prices go up and down in huge scale. I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop below 8,600 briefly, just to liquidate those people who are leveraged longs, perhaps to suck in some more people who are thinking it's going back to 4,000 or 3,000, you know, and then it reverses back up and shoots the upside. So in the short term, I would not be speculating at all with leverage on this, and I'm just looking for a confirmed breakout either way of this range between 10.5 and 8.6. And I think, like I said, you know, a couple daily closes above the 10,500 would be good. A weekly close or 2 weekly closes above that level would be really good, in my opinion, for the upward level. So one thing that I also wanted to share, instead of going through all these different altcoins, is that there's a setup that's looking like it's really, really bullish. So if we're going to go and look at the weekly charts, so we're staying on the weekly US dollar type charts against the altcoins. You can see over here, so this is a weekly chart. In this case, I'm taking ARK as an example. This is the weekly chart, and this is the 50 moving average on the weekly. Okay, as you can see here, it hasn't been above this 50 weekly average since May 2018. And you can see it tried to test it here a couple times, but we haven't had a weekly close above this 50 moving average on the weekly since May 2018. And you can see over here, like every time it hit it over here, it bounced down. Here it tried to spike up against it, got hammered back down. But now it's looking like we have one weekly close above it, and the week is about to close later today. So it looks like we're going to get a second weekly close over here, and that should be pretty bullish. So that means it looks like it's just setting up for big movements to the upside, because that overhead resistance seems to be out the way. Now again, it's not guaranteed, but if you go and look at a whole lot of different altcoins right now, you can see a similar kind of pattern. Okay, so ICX also, for a long time it hasn't been above it. It did have the spike briefly when it had that massive run several weeks ago. You can see it was above it, it went below it, but now it's been above this 50 average for a while. Okay, we can go and look at a whole lot of them, and this is actually a really good example with Lend. So at Lend, AAVE, as they've rebranded to, but you can see what happens once it gets above that 50. So I think Lend has been very much leading the pack in terms of altcoins. You can see over here, it stayed under it for a long time, tried to bounce back down. And then when it got above it, you can see the kind of movement that opens up once the price action on the weekly gets above that 50-week moving average. You can see over here, here's another one, Fun US dollar. Okay, kind of similar thing on the weekly, long time. It hasn't really been above that since 2018. Yes, there was this one week right here above it. The second week was a huge spike, a reversal, drop back down. But now you can see over here, again, this week right now seems like it's about to close above it. Now we do still have a good few hours left of the day, so who knows, anything can happen, but it is looking positive in my opinion. Here's another one, Omisego. If you look on the US dollar, again, same kind of thing. It hasn't really been above this average since 2018. Here we had a little spike, but it didn't manage to close above it, right? So it went down again. Here it tested it again, went down again. But now we've broken through over here, and you can see we've had this close, we had 3 closes above this 50 moving average. So you can go and see a lot of the altcoins that have been around since 2017 and before, they are starting to break above their 50 moving averages. And in my opinion, this is a really bullish signal where that resistance has been broken, and now the room to the upside has basically just opened up. So it's never a guarantee, of course. With technical analysis, there is no guarantee. I mean, it could drop right back down again. Who knows what's going to happen? But in general, I favor the upside, and I think that over the coming weeks and months, there should be some really big moves in the altcoins, and it's looking like those moves are going to be to the upside. So I wanted to share this with you before the fact, and not come to you and make this video after the fact and say, hey, you should have looked when it went above the 50 moving average on the weekly. So again, guys, not financial advice, take it with a grain of salt. Of course, we're going to have to see what is happening. But in general, the whole kind of cryptocurrency altcoin market valued in US dollars, the charts are starting to look like they have bottomed out. They are starting to look like the bear market is over, and like the bull market is ready to begin, especially since we've started to break above these 50 weekly averages. So that's kind of where we're at. It does look positive, it does look hopeful, but once again, in the short term, be prepared for some short-term trickery. It could spike up, it could spike down, it could, pop below that 8,600. Who knows? It could also break down. Okay, we could get another repeat if the whole economy crashes, because right now what's happening is unprecedented. This whole year has been absolutely nuts and ridiculous. It has never happened before. The whole market dropped massively, and then it got pumped up massively. Trillions of dollars are being printed. So basically everything that used to be normal in terms of, being able to analyze markets and charts and that kind of stuff, I think the game has completely changed, and you pretty much can't make any more assumptions. So what's very important is your risk management. You have to be prepared for anything, any kind of move in either direction. Of course, never invest what you can't afford to lose. This is not financial advice. Go and consult your financial advisor. And patience, okay? Let the trades come to you. Wait for the setup. Don't try and predict where the markets are going to go ahead of time. Wait for a pattern or a setup to reveal itself. Wait for a confirmation, and then, follow your trading plan and stick to it. Don't let the fear, don't let the greed, don't let the emotions get to you. You need to have a plan before you start trading or before you make any moves, and then sticking to that plan is most likely what is going to get you the best results. So I hope you enjoyed this analysis. If you did, give it a thumbs up, okay? Smash the like button down here. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you do want to get updates whenever I do make a video. A lot of my content that I have been creating has been inside the members area. So inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency, I've got a whole lot of courses in there. I've got a beginner's course, a trading and technical analysis course. I write a monthly newsletter. There's video updates. All that kind of stuff is inside the members area, as well as a private Discord chat group for members only. But there's also a free Discord where I post daily news updates and stuff like that. The links will be below in the description if you do want to find out more. So stay safe, guys, and I will see you in the next video.